We're ready to run all of our wires into the Connect controller here, but we want to make sure that it's a watertight fitting. So this isn't required for the install, but I'm going to use watertight conduit as well as a 90-degree 1-inch watertight fitting that we'll install on the bottom of the controller here. Alternatively, you could just use a watertight cable gland on the bottom of the controller and run the wires in without this conduit, but we want to do this because it'll make a nice, clean looking install. No matter which way you decide to run the wires into the cabinet, you're going to need at least one large 1-inch or equivalent size watertight fitting, or a couple of smaller fittings, depending on what you can find, due to the amount of wires that you have and the size of them. We're going to now determine where we're going to actually run the wires into the cabinet from. So to do that, we'll just need a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the holding screws for the panel. Swing that out. And you can see we have quite a bit of open space here to where we can run all of our wires through. We want to be conscious though of the back panel that I just swung out though. If we put the hole too far forward, it would hit that panel when we try to close it. So we want to keep it basically where this tab is shown, basically somewhere right in this area. That'll be perfect for running all of our wires into the cabinet from. In our installation, we're going to use a 1 3/8 bit or 35mm equivalent. This is a 1-inch liquid tight 90 intended for non-metallic flexible conduit. This is what we're going to use to run all of our wires through and make a nice watertight seal. Insert that through the hole and then just reinstall the lock ring. Make sure that the 90 is pointing exactly towards the rest of the kit. Now we're going to determine the length of piece of conduit that we need to go from basically inside the unistrut channel here over to our 90. Now we'll start feeding all of the wires through the piece of conduit that we've cut. I'll start with the signal wires because they're longer, and then we'll do all of the pumper wires next. All right, we've pulled all of our wires through the 1-inch gland. Tighten up this liquid tight fitting.